back, linguists. So today we're going to be talking about social linguistics. And social linguistics is the use and variation of language in our society. So one thing we know about social linguistics is how language varies in the social context, the social settings, and the social roles. Is social linguistics, and it has been developed by William Labov in the late 1960s. So his study basically focused on vocal variables, which is vowels, and he found out that the way in which a speaker pronounces the vowels is indicative to the kind of people they are. Whether they're from different cultures or they have different genders, language is different for different people. As mentioned earlier, Labov's studies focus specifically on vowels, which is pragmatics. However, we can go into looking into the other components of language, such as morphology, semantics, pragmatics, and syntax. So, our interest came upon the Spanish language because my partner and I, Kevin, we are both Spanish speakers and we use Spanish in our everyday life. So we wanted to learn more about the origins of the language and where it came from. But we are also aware that there are different dialects in Spanish. However, we have chosen to focus more on the Spanish originated in Spain. So let's go into looking a bit about the history of where it came from. So the history of the origins of the Spanish language in Spain began with the linguistic legendary evolution of Vulgar Latin. And it came from the Iberian Peninsula located in the southern region of Europe. When forming sentences in Spanish, we use SVO, subject-verb agreement, as well as in the English language. When creating sentences in Spanish, first, second, and third person can be used. For example, yo means I, and it is considered singular. Nosotros is masculine, and nosotras is feminine, both meaning we, also considered plural. In sentences using second person, tú is an informal singular verb meaning you, whereas vosotros referring to you all, and the feminine version of it is vosotras, both being plural. It is important to note that the pronoun vosotros, vosotras is only used in Spain. Other Spanish-speaking countries prefer usted or ustedes. In the third person, él is he. Ella means she. Ustedes is you, which are all singular verbs. The plural verb are ellos, which is they, and that is considered masculine. Ellas, meaning they, which is feminine, and ustedes, which means you all. One fun fact is that in Spanish, there is the use of augmented words, whereas in English, there is not. Augmented words are words that can be made greater in size or value. In English, an adjective is added to describe. In Spanish, words that end with consonants are added by a suffix at the end of the word. For words that end with vowels, you drop the vowel before adding the right augmentative suffix. For example, the word boy converted with augmentative is niñito, referring to a small boy. Mujer, which means woman, is mujerona, and translated is large woman. Sentences have to have a subject, which is the person or thing in the sentence. A verb, the action of the sentence. An adjective is the descriptive word. In some Spanish sentences, the words might be in different orders. For instance, in the sentence, Mary has a red pen, translated to Spanish is María tiene un lapicero rojo. In the sentence, Mary is the subject, red is the adjective deriving the object pen. Notice that when the sentence is translated to Spanish, the position of the adjective changes. The word order changes a bit in the Spanish language because the noun or pronoun sticks together. The adjective comes after the noun or verb most of the time. When writing negatives, negatives come before the verb in Spanish. For instance, the sentence Una pasiva es Mary no chica is mixed up. In the correct order, it should read Mary no es una chica pasiva. The negative is the no in the sentence. The negative always comes before the verb in the Spanish language because if it does not, it is grammatically incorrect. Semantics is the branch of linguistics that deals with the study of meaning in language. You could say that it investigates the meaning of language. There are two terms associated with semantics, and those are denotation, which refers to the literal meaning of the word, and connotation, which refers to all the emotions and feelings that go along with the use of the word. For example, the word blanco, which means white, carries many meanings, such include cristianismo, which is Christianity, pureza, purity, rendir, which is surrender, or luz, which means light, and much more. All these meanings associated to one verb.
Phonology is the branch of linguistics that emphasizes on sound within a language or between different languages. The Spanish alphabet has its own unique system of sound that is very different from the English alphabet. For instance, in some Spanish words like pero, caro, tierra, there is a great emphasis on the R. Or in the words like llevar, llover, llorar, there is also an emphasis on the double L. Pragmatics, on the other hand, is the study in which context contributes to meaning. It's really dependent on the listener's belief or connects with it. This happens in any language used, but let's focus on the Spanish language. Famous saying in Spanish is camarón que se duerme se lo lleva la corriente. When translated is a sleeping shrimp is swept away by the current. However, it can be interpreted in many ways. For example, it can mean to stay alert or else circumstances can overwhelm you. Or it can also mean to do not trust too much. Or it means to be alert at all times or bad things might happen. As you can see, there are many interpretations on one simple phrase, but then again depends on the speaker and receiver. In conclusion, through the research done for this video, we were able to emphasize the use of languages in our own country Belize. Belize being a part of mixed cultures, variations of languages can be found. Among them, English being the first and Spanish the second language used. Comparing the Spanish spoken here in Belize and in Spain, they are quite similar but different in a few areas. It is interesting to see how the meanings of things vary in different languages and how they are differently used. What sounds correct in English might sound totally wrong in Spanish and vice versa. Indeed, we do speak different dialect, but it's what makes each language unique.